Shirley, is that his
Yeah,
name, the kid?
yeah.
This one kid was able to go and uncover, like, uh,
He still
millions and
uncovered it.
millions of dollars, and he's still going around finding empty, school or not schools, but I guess daycare centers, and also it was healthcare that they were taking money from. And me and John were just talking before you come in here. Supposedly, the IRS can figure out if a gnat on a cat's ass is not paying taxes, but these people were able to get away with it for all this time. Supposedly, they uncovered something in 2022, which was millions of dollars, and but they knew it was happening, but it was still able to go on for what, another 2 3 years.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
and Tim Walz actually said they actually said Tim Walz. Some of the legislators in Minnesota said they found that out a little while ago, and when they covered it and they talked
But they
discussed it,
didn't.
they did, but yes, Walz says you're going to use racist charges on
But
you.
they went along to go
Right,
along to
exactly.
keep their political life.
right, to keep it alive.
And that's it. I mean, that's it. Just shows you right there. They don't have our best interests at heart. They have their
No.
best interests at heart.
They said, "Look, this is going on," and they said, "Oh, that's not going on." And you said, "You're right. I want my job, politically. I wanna
You,
go on to bigger and better things. So I will overlook it too, even though I brought it to your attention. And then I'll go on the news and say, I said something in 2022. Well, what did you do about it? You should that woman, I forget what her name is, she should be gone and not patted on the back.
okay.
She didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's just, and that's the thing is, I mean, that person who discovered that, all that spending and stuff was a blogger or a podcaster. He wasn't one of the professional, legacy media people. And they always are. I mean, if you watch cop out of videos, everybody else, they say those people aren't real journalists.
Well,
Hell, not.
it's
Hell, more
always
they are.
it's always
They're
the
more journalists
Yeah.
than the real journalists because what they're doing is
they're
getting
not
real
real
facts.
anymore. We need to stop looking
Calling
at
them real
them with
journalists.
reverence because they have none.
Because they want to, what they went to college for 4 years, so they can learn how to write the inverted paragraph.
And how to
That's
take money
it.
from the people that they're supposed to be reporting on and have a blind eye.
I don't even know what a journalist degree is for you.
That's right. But basically, it's called communication, larger scale, and basically, it's basically 4 years of you study some law, case law, and some great examples of journalistic coverage or
And
whatever.
and
That's
the
it.
Well,
three or more sources
they tell
before
you
you
you're supposed to
report
have
something.
they tell you you're supposed to have journalist integrity. Tell me one journalist has integrity.
No, you don't.
What do you mean in in the supposed credible media?
Yeah,
None. Not
none.
even our little. I mean, look at Megan Kelly. She turned into fluff bullshit. That she's covering some FBI thing. I don't even think she talked about Nick Shirley. It's just crazy. And me and John's talked about it before. If you look at these talking heads that are supposed to be in charge of the conservative
Movement.
alternate media,
Right.
they're always talking about the View, or they're always talking about what the Democrats are doing and how upsetting it is, aren't they? That's what they always make their news. But you never see the Democrats talking about what the Republicans are doing. What the Democrats are talking about is their plan and
Right.
how they're going to implement it. Republicans are just a bunch of reactors.
That's true. I mean, they don't say, and they don't. Another thing is too, if we can have a dialogue like we're doing right now, why can't those sides get down and actually talk to each other in public, have a public forum where all those things are aired? But they don't do that kind of stuff. They don't. It's the deals behind. They already got their people lined up who are paying them.
They basically do though. Democrats do on both sides. Both sides do that. I mean, both
No,
sides,
the Democrats,
they both
people, there are people talking. They talk about the issues and how they're going to attack the issues. It's the Republicans that are talking about the bad Democrats.
well, the Republicans talk about something they never do. They
You
never
never
do
hear
damn
a
thing.
Democrat
They don't do
talk.
a damn
You never hear a Democrat or a liberal talking about Megyn Kelly.
That's I never heard them. They might roll the conversations recorded. They might roll their
But
eyes.
they
and
don't
say,
make
no,
their show
no,
about
that's
it.
not about it. Yeah,
No,
But
not
yeah, a
CNN.
whole show will be about what CNN said that nobody watched. In my opinion, what's happened is CNN's paying these dipshits to talk about them to get
promote their
them
stuff.
to get the people interested in what's going on in CNN.
yeah, they're making it more relevant.
Right.
The same thing with the View. I mean, if if I were a talk show, I would want my name on because I would say that we must be doing a good job. Megan Kelly's talking about us, and you want to get rid of us?
So, like, look at that one time when they brought up Jill Biden, okay, and Whoopi Goldberg, and she's a wonderful doctor. She's not even a medical
But yeah,
doctor.
but how much time, how much face time did the View get in the press for that?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, it's like
What?
if
Well,
you
you
hit,
get from Handy, then you get it from Walters, and you
Yeah.
get it from
And they all
who's
do it.
that one
They
person?
all
What
do
are
it
they?
right down the line. That's
Right.
why I stopped watching those jackasses. I don't watch Megan. I stopped. Sean Hannity's made me literally sick for the last 5 years.
yeah, I haven't watched him, and I haven't watched or listened to him in 7 or 8 years because I think he's what he was. He was good for a while, but they run their span. They have their life. They have a life.
Well, he hasn't been any good. I'm since
When he had
when it was
Combs.
Hannity and Combs.
Right.
Because you got both
Sides.
sides, whether you agreed with it or not, and that's the way that it should be. You
Right.
should be getting both sides, not something that's interpreted by Megyn Kelly or Sean Hannity.
See, another thing is I think too is I could connect to that is like every time I see somebody post something that the guy says, "Oh, I'm a conservative, but I agree with this liberal in this position." You have all these other conservatives screaming at them, and they just do name calling. They don't dismantle the argument or the ideas being presented. They just scream at them and call them like a traitor. It's like, well, just because if something's wrong, it's wrong, regardless of who stated it or who's pushing for it. But the conservatives are locked in, like you're not going along with lockstep with us.
But that's the old.
But
That's
that's-
old school. Nobody that they're dying off.
yeah, they are.
But that's how Trump is, though, in the one way, though, too. Trump is that way.
Yeah,
If you go against what Trump says, he will jump on you and turn everybody against you.
like Trump did with Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey opposes stuff he does. He's the worst congressman.
Okay,
senator.
but they let Rand Paul do the same shit
Yeah.
in the Senate, and nobody bats an eye. Oh, that's Rand Paul.
Right.
But Thomas Massey does it. You know why? Because Thomas Massey has more of a grassroots following than Rand Paul does.
And it's ironic too, because Trump seems to be attacking Massey because of that grassroots support, but he depended on the grassroots.
in a
support.
way, I think he does that to test the waters. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That he's got idea that
No, I don't-
Massey. No, listen to me for a second, because you're doing the same thing that you're saying other people are doing before you even let me explain it. I'm saying Massey comes up with a good idea. Trump thinks it might be a good idea, so he goes after Massey a little bit and see what kind of backlash he gets, and then he thinks about it and he ends up doing it anyways.
No, I don't think that's
Yes, he has. I mean, I can't think of a case in point, but yes, he has changed his mind on things. Yes, he has. A case in point was that stupid mortgage thing.
Oh, that 50-year mortgage?
Yeah, that was he was trying to
Well,
pander his
he-
banking friends. but-
Okay, but he got backlash from everybody, including Massey, who explained that the first 25 years of your loan is nothing but interest.
right. But
And once he got that backlash, guess what?
He stopped.
He stopped.
okay, I just maybe you got a point there. Maybe but the thing is, he's making himself look silly by that. If I were him, before I
Okay.
spoke, I would actually get the facts lined
But
up
what he
before I
does
spoke
is
on it.
but he has that silly moment, and then he does something that pisses people off that forgot about it. You had to think about it when I brought it up.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't think that was
that's-
his intention. I don't think that was
I
his
think it
intention.
is. I think that's the way that man thinks.
I don't know. I think he's slipping quite a bit myself, but
It's a
I don't
lot
think he is.
easier.
I don't think he is.
It's a lot easier to do something and piss people off and then go, "You guys changed my mind," than just go out there and be wishy washy. Yeah, I mean that's one thing he doesn't do.
I don't think
He's not
Trump's
wishy
slipping.
washy.
I
I mean,
think, I don't think Trump's slipping, really. And I know a lot of people this will say that but that man is still keeping up.
Well, I'm not
everyone
gonna
else.
carry that much water for him. But think about how smart it is. I do something and I think it's screwed up, but I don't want people to think I'm wishy washy. So what I do is I keep going with it, and then you guys start bitching about it.
so maybe
And
this,
then as so many people bitched about it, that maybe it wasn't that good of an idea.
you might have a point. Maybe he's like he throwing spaghetti on the cupboard wall
which
to see
one-
if it sticks. Yeah, see what sticks.
see
Yeah,
what sticks.
but it might be. I don't. But I don't really personally. You might be right, but I just don't see him capable of doing it. I think he reacts, and then he regrets it, then he backs up. That's what I think. I think that's what it is. I don't think he's. I think that's his gut
Trump-
reaction.
The problem with Trump is Trump never apologizes. He doesn't come back and say, you know what?
But
you
he
messed
makes
up."
other people. He made Netanyahu apologize to Qatar.
Yeah. stupid. He doesn't trust. But I'm talking
But what
Trump.
I'm saying is he holds other people's feet to the fire.
Yeah.
You don't give him any credit for that when he made Israel.
That's good. I mean, that's good because it seems like he's basically, what can I do for you, baby? Please help me. I want to help you. You're my God. That's why I think he is with Bibi Netanyahu usually. But I mean,
we
he's
said we
like,
weren't going to go there.
okay, but
Can we? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Christmas time.
But speaking of that, what about all this money that's about getting back to what we talked about, Nick Shirley?
yeah.
Right.
All the money
Somal-
that Somalia took away. Why aren't we putting sanctions against them to get our money back?
the billions of dollars.
Do we already have sanctions? Well, I should have looked that up before I came in here. But why aren't we getting our money back from them? All the taxpayer money that went over there. Why aren't he's talking so stern against Ukraine about taking their minerals and everything for reparations for the money that we've given them? Why aren't we going after Somalia?
Because you know what, I right off the top of my hat, maybe I'll head whatever, but I think it's because if he does something like that, that real quick, stern reaction, he's going to be accused
He's
of
not
racism.
scared of doing it in Venezuela.
But he's going to be accused of racism because it's an
That's-
African nation. Yeah, Somalia is an African nation, so he's if he does something like that, again, they're trying to
And
insert
who do we
colonial
have to
values.
blame for that? We don't want to bring that up because that'll hurt our friends' feelings.
Right, right.
Israel just recognized Somaliland. Did you know that? Formerly,
Oh my God, here we go. Did they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you can't. Okay, why can't we talk about it? It's
No, go
800
ahead.
pound,
No, go ahead. I
800
have no
pound man,
problem.
a gorilla in the room. This country is doing a lot of stuff that's undermining our country, but we can't address it.
You can address it. I have no problem
Okay.
addressing it.
Okay.
but
I-
Somalia, but they just, but
Yeah,
out of the blue, Israel just recognized Somalia. Why?
Why did
You
they
want to
do
know
that?
why?
Why did they?
You
do
don't want to know why.
that? Please tell
You
me.
want to tell them why?
You could tell him because he just getting angry because he thinks I just harangue about.
Okay,
Israel.
well, and by
Why do I?
You
You
know-
don't get angry.
by Israel being recognized by
I think my blood pressure missing.
by Somalia being recognized by Israel, they get a whole bunch of benefits in the world. They get to join, or they get a better position in the UN.
Right.
They get more credibility with
Right.
bank loans, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
But you know what? People think that
They're
that's
better
where the Palestinians are going to go.
to Somalia.
Somalia.
Somalia. Yeah, because they want to bring millions or more. They want to send them all here or to the West. Matter of fact, several Zionist leaders in Israel have said that's where they wanted. The West said to accept them. And Jordan's not going to accept them because once they did, the Palestinians try to perform a coup, take that country over. They did that in Egypt as well. So Somalia. Would be,
Okay, but do you think they organized and did it, or do you think some other
I think it was a-
country might have organized them?
Oh, I
to
think it
do
was. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, you can't rule out the fact that they want to grow. They want to take over a larger region. Okay,
Israel wants to take over
into a larger region.
And what better way to
Say it.
get
Yeah,
other
yeah,
get
I-
other
I-
people to do it for you?
Because that's what you do. Then you transplant the people with the same ideologies, and then you bankroll.
Just like happened in Minnesota.
Right, exactly.
So we're bankrolling through Minnesota.
We're banking. Well, yeah. Well, let's face it.
No, I'm saying a group of Somalis came into Minnesota and took over a whole city.
Well, that's because you have a stupid government.
Was it?
That's because of Obama.
Yeah, Obama.
He's the one that put the Somalis there in the first place.
He's got them in places so disparate, different.
He did that that's the only one that really took off.
He did that same kind of settlement stuff in Maine too, with Somalians being brought over there. It's in Maine, the cities in Maine. I don't know. I mean, the areas are so cold and stuff like that. It's so divergent from where they're used to, what they're used to. They're setting them up there. Minnesota. I mean, that's even colder for people. Michigan even looks like hell. I'm glad I'm not there. I mean, that's how bad Minnesota's for cold.
Oh yeah, because they get in the lower.
But that's where you would not think of it. That's where. So you would not think that's where you bring people.
Oh, they
from.
bitched about it. If you remember,
They bitch about, but they're called racist. I mean, I'm so tired of it. Everybody's supposed to
well,
bring everybody else into the
that
country.
seed was planted first.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds like conspiracy theory, but if you look at the dominoes,
Yeah, it's like, well, he brought it in because he had Obama had contempt for the United States because it was an offshoot of England. His dad allegedly was, where it was from Kenya, and that had been a British colony. And his dad was a very anti-British person. Well, when Obama was in office, he returned the statue of the bust of Churchill to England from in
Right.
Washington there. So I mean, he shows his contempt because of his dad's roots, and his dad didn't even raise him. He had only maybe limited contact with his old man. his
His
blood
dad wanted to be around
But that's funny, man. He returns the bust of Churchill. Trump moves in the office. It's a mask by Martin Luther King's mask by him is behind him or behind somebody else in the picture, and they said that he removed Martin Luther King, and everybody's upset. But nobody cares that Obama sent a white man
over
bus back to.
because that doesn't matter. I mean,
It does matter.
in people's lives
It
anymore.
matters to me.
No, it matters to anybody, but it matters to us. But it doesn't.
I'm not.
matter.
But if you look into Churchill, he wasn't
Here's a mix.
what people made up of him either. I mean,
He basically had the idea that I think Israel has the United States, where we exist to serve their needs, and that's what England had. Churchill had about the United States during the time of wars and stuff. We were here to serve England. That's it. I mean, that's our purpose. We said we sent bodies and we sent armament. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He didn't have any appreciation for the American people. He really didn't. No, he didn't. I mean, he was a very much
No, he had to get this war done, get this over, and all he wanted to do is protect his country by all means. He didn't care what he used this as a pawn.
right.
You're
And
right.
And he was also like, he was a very, he staunchly defended everything they did, that England did as a colonial power. And, that doesn't run well now by the 21st century
Because
standards, but
he did not like the fact that Roosevelt took over everything and became the main person
Right.
of the war.
because he didn't want to admit that the United States had the production power. England didn't. They lacked natural resource and they lacked the production power.
Right.
And that's what it was like a big
He-
come down for him.
He did not like the fact that he did not like the fact he needed America.
No, he did not. He resented it. I mean, his mother is American. He still had the scornful attitude towards Americans in America
Because they still look down on us.
Yeah, they still do. The British still do.
Yeah.
I mean, the British hierarchy does. Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah, who
Their
cares?
country's shit.
I mean, it's like, yeah,
Well, and that's the thing about people I really have a hard time with is all these highly, I don't know,
Okay,
rich
but
people. No, these people that get well-to-do and all this sort of people.
Okay,
fly all
but-
across the country, they do all these different things, and they look down on people.
But
people that
but
don't
that's
wanna
the
go
way
across the
that
country.
we our generation thinks about it. The kids now don't think about it like that. They give a shit about England or any European country being better than us.
no,
They don't care about that shit like because remember we used to have the commercials, go to Europe, go to Paris, go to England. That's where people were going on vacations when we were growing up,
Right,
to see Europe.
right.
Nobody gives a shit about that anymore.
Yeah, no. But I mean, our generation, everybody looked down on you if you didn't go to Europe or
yeah,
all this other stuff. I mean, I went to Venice. Like
I'd rather go to Montana or
yeah,
we got so many places in the United States that are more beautiful than Europe will ever be.
well, it's been around. I mean, England's had people Europe's had people for thousands of years. It's decayed. It's like I saw real shots of Paris. Okay, they could vault it. It's run down. Okay, it's dirty. It's run down.
right.
And I had cousins who lived in Europe, and when they were going going
And
to
I've been
college.
there. And
Yeah.
I don't know where you've been, but I've been all over the world in the military,
I'd
and
rather be back here.
this is the best place to be.
Yeah, that's my
Because if you don't like it in Michigan, you can leave. You
Yeah.
can go to
Ohio.
Texas. You can go. Well, I wouldn't go to Ohio. If I was going to go, I'd go to Texas or
Kentucky's beautiful.
yeah.
yeah, Kentucky's cool. I mean,
But what I'm saying is, you can move.
yeah,
I mean, South Carolina is beautiful. If you go over to Tennessee, up in Tennessee, up
Right.
in Mountains, Tennessee, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
But my
yeah,
point is, if you don't like it somewhere in the United States, you can move to a different place.
that's what our founders wanted to. They wanted those people to have their own culture developed within it, so they could have provide more of the backgrounds and stuff for people to go to. They could choose where they wanted to go to. They love that.
Our founding fathers, George Washington had it the best when he actually said it. When they, actually, when we became a country, and there was a war that came out, and they came in the French, and people wanted us to get into another war to help another country. And he's like, we can't do that. We have to concentrate on our country before we concentrate on everybody else's country.
Right.
And the one thing we talked about last week about, we were talking about how Trump hasn't did this and did this and did this. And one thing we did not talk about, and I'm not carrying Trump's Kool-Aid. I really am not. I mean, I think he's done a lot of boneheaded ideas this time around.
He's not only carrying his water; he made Kool-Aid in the
Yeah,
bucket.
but I'm not carrying the water in the Kool-Aid this time. But I am saying this. I think the thing with the Doge thing, some of the things we did talk about when the Doge, they did find out that we were sending out money to these countries, that we did find, right? So
Oh, I think everything Elon Musk did has been undone.
yeah,
Because look at this, the people Trump has surrounded himself with.
they all went back. But you know
Yep.
what? If we kept
No,
it with,
it was a wound that was open for a minute,
and then they closed
and
it
they
right back
closed
up.
it right back up, and probably even did more to reinforce
Okay,
it,
right?
so it can't be found again
Do
in the
you think
future.
though? Okay, so let me ask you this question: do you think that JD Vance is going to be
No,
a good guy to
no,
come in, or do you think
no,
he's
none
gonna-
of them. There's
The
nobody.
Republicans have nobody. I mean, that's what I can say. And not I'm saying it got any outstanding ones in the Democratic
Well,
Party
I
either
don't
way.
see no Democrats.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't see that
Not
either.
right now, but they could. People could vote. I mean, right now, I'm thinking about voting Democrat just to fix shit.
For the 26th.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, one thing I do like about it, you don't have as much support, and again, I'm bringing this up, support for Israel within the Democratic Party or the ones lined up in the.
that's the reason.
that's
Part
a
of the
re-
reason why I'd
Right.
vote
Right.
for Democrats.
Right, because I mean, they have like, so there's still, both parties are still like, Schumer is still Democrat, Pelosi are Democrats.
But they're gone.
Schumer's a real.
But they'll be gone.
Schumer's gone.
he's a-
Pelosi's
Schumer's
gone.
dead.
Well,
I mean, his political career's dead.
Well, it was because he's that's his ethnic group right there, so he's got to support him, but I think that's
Well,
fading. I think that support for that country, that Israel's fading. I do, because of the point you brought up with the younger generation, they're not so swayed about the
No.
attachments and cultural ties and all that.
And
stuff.
they're growing up, and they have more wants. I mean, they have needs, but their needs aren't being met.
No,
And
Yeah.
they're seeing all these other countries that our money's going to, and I would
Our
think
money
it'd be
needs to stay-
upsetting. I mean, look at it. I bought a house. You bought a house. He has a house.
Yep.
We did what we were supposed to do, but these kids can't do what we did.
not the taxation. Look at the taxation and look what Whitmer just did with the
Oh,
gas
yeah.
tax. Now that's going to shut out anybody.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
tomorrow's the first, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah, we get to pay 30 cents more a gallon tomorrow.
And that's like on the average for the family, it's going to be like, I'll count to what, over $100 some each month.
That's $170 for a family of
For a
four
family,
with
yeah.
two. Well, I mean, just driving regularly, like to school and to work.
Right.
Forget
Somebody
businesses,
like you is going to be
a
Even
lot
harder.
more. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a whole lot more because guess what? And then the other
30
side-
cents.
But then forget that. Forget that. Now your food prices are gonna go up again.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Of course,
Definitely.
And
and
everything else
state-
is gonna go up. And then she's like, "Well, I don't care."
well, because we got a little bit of, we got to come up for our breath. We got had a little bit of money with that, because I mean, when gas comes down, that's pretty nice.
when gas is down to 260, people are breathing.
It was
driving.
$2.34. I just filled up for $2.30 something cents.
So every time you start seeing things go down, then you get some. That's why I have a hard time voting. For
It's not
Democrats.
Whitmer too either.
It's just not just
Yeah, we have Republicans in there.
Yeah,
They could do something.
They could've
and-
stopped
and-
it.
And not stopped it, because they weren't in power when it happened. Democrats had the House, but I'm saying they have the House now. There's no reason why they can't go and
Put a stop to it.
put or try to, at least. They're not even trying,
because I mean, let's face it. I
because
mean,
they're
but
the elite.
Republicans-
They're the elite of Michigan.
what's up?
But Republicans don't do a damn thing.
No, they
they
don't,
don't,
because they want.
and that's what people are realizing.
They're basically.
Republicans, all they ever do is talk and talk, talk. They never do a damn thing.
Look, they've done nothing. All these things, everything that Trump signed, nothing's been. What's the word I'm looking for by
Implemented.
Congress?
Ratified or
Ratified. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
It's all nothing burgers.
So
Nobody-
what's going to happen is what happened when Trump came in and undid everything Biden did. That's all. And remember, when Biden came in, he undid everything that Trump did. That's what's going to happen. We're just going to go back to what it was when if a Democrat gets in there
That's
after
how-
Trump, everything Trump did can be
So
signed away with the
why do we
one
even have
stroke of a
Congress?
pen.
Why do we have Congress anymore? Because they don't do anything.
yeah,
Because
that's
basically all they do. All you're doing is having a president signing executive orders. The next president comes in, undoes it, signs his executive orders. Because all the Congress does all day long and sit there. And, let me tell you what I want to do. Da, 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 da. And
Yeah,
all do
they
is
come
talk.
in. I mean, how many times have we had people come in here? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that, and they get in and we never hear from
Never,
them
yeah,
again.
never hear from him again. And then they got their opponents running the next time, or they decide not to get reelected. Or
They're
something.
saying the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. And it's like, yeah, we know there's so many attempts to do things, at least just in wording, and then no, it goes nowhere.
Right.
I've seen it.
And we know as a new congressman, you've got no sway over anybody.
No,
The first thing they do is they send you to Congress school
yeah.
And that-
to tell you the way it is.
Well, here's the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, but here we've already made these compromises with all these other people, so these are actually null and void. But we don't want them to know they're null and void, so we pretend they
No,
still
they
exist.
don't even treat you. They actually call you a new congressman,
Right.
and you have to go through little schooling how to be a congressman in Washington.
Like indoctrination. That's what it is.
Yeah, and telling you what you're gonna do and slapping you around, and that's not the way it goes. And
And when the leader of your party says, this is how you vote, this is how you vote.
Exactly.
Right.
Here's the minefield that you got to avoid, and here's these other pitfalls. And if you go through this little thing, you might get a reelected. We might throw our money, the party might throw money behind you when you go get reelected.
think
Otherwise,
about
we
it.
won't.
what is it, 235 in the House,
Yep.
Mhm.
and there's only one Thomas Massey.
Yeah, that's
Marjorie
it's-
Green's leaving.
and that's I wish we could clone him. With somebody with the resolve and stuff. But I mean, I definitely like to talk to him because I mean,
You got
Trump's
one- you
Trump's
got
already
one
said he wants to
Massey,
take him out.
You got one Massey, you got one Fetterman. That's all you got.
Fetterman just sunk his ship with coming out for your friend.
Yeah,
My friend.
He was speaking out for Israel
Yeah.
just the other day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
About how the bombing of Iran makes, going into Iran and bombing them even more makes sense. He supports that.
that's like it's just getting tired. I'm tired of
But I
hearing
don't.
this.
But we said we wouldn't talk about that.
Okay, guys. At anyone's point of view,
Right.
in the last week, I have been too busy to watch anything on the news. Just let anyone understand. I have been working.
Yeah, even it's like that's
I watched your view.
Yeah.
I watched yours,
a couple minutes.
and I watched your couple minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I got to see.
That's the news you have to need, though.
That was the news I needed, and
Yeah.
that's all I got. Thank you very much.
No, it's like no, it is, and that's another thing is too. There is so much going on. It is hard for the average person to sort out. Okay, this is going on in other countries. I can't really do much about it. Here's what I can do. They don't even get a chance to examine that. They got to pay the bills. They got to go to work and work 8, 10, 12 hours a day for that. They depend on that. The powers that be depend on you being caught up in your daily living.
No, we actually just went through inspection, so I had to go through all my.
What kind of inspection?
state inspections?
For health or
Yeah, health
okay.
inspections and all that. So we went in through on
So you
Monday.
cleaned everything up for the inspection?
Yeah. No,
What does that say about you?
Yeah, this is a lot. No, we actually, no, we went through our inspection. We went through our biannual inspection to get through. We passed it, everything like that, which I knew you would. But no, we just went through our biannual inspection, and
It's not the first one.
No, it's not our first one. It won't be our last one. It won't be any.
Is it every 6 months or is it?
No, every year. Every other year you go through it. So.
But they can come through anytime
They
they
can.
want.
They can do a spot one, and we've never had anybody.
A gross violation.
No, I mean, no.
But anyway, what did they inspect? I mean, how did they inspect? Did
They come through. They check. They look at all their freezers. They look at the refrigerators. They look at all of our work tables. They look at to see if we got our gloves, and they see if we've got our
Yeah.
all of our utensils, everything clean, everything like that.
And do you get a rating out of it?
No, what they do is they see if they just see if we have any health violations.
But you were good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we're good.
So and that's by the way, the business is called Our Town Snacks.
Our town snacks.
Yeah, and so great food, great candies, great chocolates.
Yeah, this guy doesn't give himself
He
credit.
doesn't promote himself enough. So
No, it's our town snacks. No, we did. And then I started working, the woodwork stuff that we've been doing and stuff like that. We started, we have started moving over those other hats and stuff like that. And so we started doing those this
Not
year.
moving over. I wouldn't use that word. It's
we've
just
added
one
on
more
to it.
thing you do.
Yeah.
We've added leather hats, and we've added CNC working and stuff like that. We've
Well,
added
the nice little, when you say leather hats, you mean
ball
that
caps with leather.
that
patches.
leather thing
Yeah,
in the front
looks
that
really
you
cool.
can put
Yeah.
I'm your boss or whatever you want
Yeah,
on
so
it.
we added
Or
like, Grumpy Old Baby
Israel
Vans.
sucks. You can put that on there.
Yeah, actually, I'm making one for John. It says
But Israel, the country doesn't suck. The leadership
we'll
sucks.
say Netanyahu sucks, but
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one on for John. My friend and I.
But no, I mean,
But we've added.
it's a great company.
yeah, it
we've
is.
added. We've added different. Well, You know what? Let me tell you why. Can I say for a second since you're telling me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can tell you why. You
Go
want to
ahead.
know one word?
Why?
Julie.
Julie. Yeah. Yeah, Julie. I will tell you, Julie. That's exactly why. This year, I actually last year, this year, I guess. We got that car accident, and because of physical therapy, I've been having to do like woodworking to get my
Motor
um,
skills.
more skills back. And because of getting my motor skills back, we added I guess CNCs and stuff like that. So we've been doing adding woodworking and leather work back. So we added new products to it. So we are now a snack company and stuff like
Because
that
the main thing you do
is we
i-
can't
is
it's chocolate.
chocolates, and chocolates. I don't want to call it seasonal, but your best
is.
season is the
It's the fall, winter,
fall and winter
right,
and going into spring.
right. So
But you still make chocolates year round.
we do and we ship and everything like that. But
But
we
but
go
you
down
can't
in the
have
summer.
the wide variety that you do in the winter months.
In the summer, it slows down a little bit. And so what we do is, so Julie and I like to spend time doing the woodworking together. And so we kind of actually had fun doing it. So we kind of, work on that, in the summertime. So we still get to go out and see people at the fairs and everything. And we kind of do that. That's kind of fun. We do have bars and everything like that. So this has been kind of a fun thing for us this year. We added that to our line. So that's going to start going up on our website.
And it has a name.
It's called Our Town Made. So we started doing Our Town Made, and we're going to start bringing that out in 2026. So that is an interesting part of what we're working on. So that's new
But
development.
getting back to the gas tax,
that is
tomorrow,
that's
it's
gonna
really
affect us.
gonna,
That's going to affect us.
because you drive all over the state of Michigan
In Ohio.
and part of Ohio.
Yeah, and in shows we go and stuff like that. That's going to hurt us because that actually affects us in delivering, and then us delivering to a store affects that going from the store to the customer.
Right.
Because the retail store has to now take that money that we charge them over to the store. So when the state of Michigan says, "Okay, we're going to charge 30 cents a gallon," well, you got to think about it. They're charging that to the customer.
They're charging to the end user. I get screwed, and I'm not even involved in
Yeah,
it.
it's like, it's like another thing is
So you're right that the Republicans aren't doing a damn
No,
thing about this.
no, they're
and
not.
They could do
No,
something.
they could revisit. They could put a pause on it and say, "Look, man, this is going to hurt people.
If they-
Let's put a pause on it and revisit it when the economy's better."
Another thing is to do, why can't the federal government step up and give us more? I'm sorry, they take the money from us. We have no say what they're going to do with it. They might reallocate according to population or need. We definitely need the roads
Well,
improved.
look
Why
at
can't
it.
they do that to us?
Okay, look
They
at
can build
us.
up to other
What,
countries.
what did
That's true.
we talked to the last county clerk,
Yeah, John Gleason.
John Gleason,
Yeah.
and he set us down and said, "Look, we got 17 or 16 millages about at the time. It was
Right.
about to have one more. 17 millages in Genesee County alone. I mean, all the money that they take from us, and then we got the PIP, the personal injury protection that
Yep.
they get you when you pay on average 100. I think it's like 120 per vehicle extra to the state of Michigan every 6 months
And it's like,
in their taxes. I mean, it's a bunch of taxes that you pay already by paying car insurance.
By the time you get done paying everything out the doors, you are paying the state of Michigan, the federal government. I mean,
Well, I mean, this is going to make it an even dollar. I think it was 71 cents was state, local, or just government taxes. A
right.
gallon of gas was costing you like 71 or 72 cents in the state of Michigan before. Now with this 30 cents on top of that, you're paying a dollar just before you even pull the pump off. You're paying a dollar
To the state of
to put
Michigan.
a dollar of the taxes. I mean, of the
gallon of
price
gas.
of a gallon of gas is taxes.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, and we got some of the highest taxes on our fuel already before we did this. We already had the highest fuel taxes.
Well, it's
right?
because of that stupid winter summer blend that we have to. They actually have to refill it. I don't how they must mix it the first
Yeah.
couple times in what's in the ground because they're not sucking that gas out of there.
No.
No, there's
So you're not
no-
getting the full
blend.
winter or summer blend the first couple times around until that gas is gone out of the
Right.
tanks in the ground.
I know we got cold weather, and I mean that's that's the reason why they do that. But
No, it's supposed to for the friggin' environment.
Oh.
That little bit of but
Everything's
with the
so
cars that we got with electronic ignition and everything now, I think it surpasses what some winter or summer blend can do. Supposedly, it burns better in the car in the summer and, of course, in the winter.
I mean, because to my knowledge, we're the only state that
But
does
then
that.
we got
changes.
then they put ethanol in it,
Yeah.
which counteracts most of that stuff they're trying to do anyway. So it's just like a scam. It's like the 10-cent you pay for a can or a bottle, and
Oh.
then not all that money that they take from you makes it. You know what I'm saying? They make money on that deposit
Yeah.
thing.
all politics is a scam.
Basically, it's like here's a person they're working and they're paying their taxes, and
How
how can we find a
they're
way to take
already
everything
they're
from them?
already a slave to the
Man,
the man, for lack of better, they're always slave to government. Let's make them a bigger slave.
That's the thing. That's the
and
thing.
you know what the funny thing is? The man is the
Yeah, but the man is other men like me and you, and only a certain amount of them are the elite that actually get this money, and they have all these little guppies that think they're going to make it up there. It's a
we're-
friggin' pyramid. They're never going to make it to the top.
and we're the idiots that vote them in there.
And another thing is
No,
too, Americans always go, we're a free country. We're the most unfree, one of the most unfree nations around if you add it up. Because the part of the tax is the part of destroy. If they don't like what they had to cigarette tax, the tax on
Right.
cigarettes, vice taxes, right? We don't like what you're doing, so we're going to penalize you for it.
Or you can't even own property and build what you want on
No,
it in
you
the
gotta-
middle of nowhere. You're going to have this inspector that's going to come up and say, you can't build on this mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta have this.
But you can pay taxes on it. But we'll tell you best how to do, whatever you want to do with it. We'll tell you can't do it.
Well, I understand safety. Like if something's got a high water table or whatever, and they stop you from digging a basement or whatever, that makes sense because they know why. Because they did,
A water
they used your money for something that makes sense to do a geological test, a survey on the land, and they know that if you did build a basement, it would do nothing to flood out. I understand government helping you
Right.
in that circumstance, but for the most part, they don't. They figure out ways like speeding tickets. Cars are so much safer now. They can travel at higher speeds with no issues with the braking and everything.
I don't see that. I don't.
I mean, think about it. How many times did you? Yeah, the winters are even getting better with the newer cars.
yeah.
Yeah, and because of the anti-lock brakes and all that stuff. you're, and it's just, but basically it's
But-
control. They can't ever relinquish it. They can't ever relinquish.
Well, I
it.
told you about my friend who's a police officer who has a clipboard with binoculars
Mhm.
and hides up from an intersection at 2 o'clock in the morning, waiting for people not to come to a complete stop so he can ticket them.
Yeah, it's
That's the part I hate.
and it's like
Yeah, because what happens? That's an end.
Right.
That stop is an end because the first thing they're going to do is run your driver's license. I mean, us little milk toast white boys is not going to hurt us,
all right.
No,
but there's other people that they purposely
one is
go after because they make money from poor people.
They do that. I mean, that's the whole court system. I mean, all the drug laws and penalization if you're using or you're caught with weight.
Everything's stacked against you if you ever get caught by Michigan Department of Corrections.
Oh, yeah.
You're toast.
Yeah, because they'll plague you
And
for the
you're
rest of your
dead.
life.
You're dead because they'll always keep you in that.
Yeah, because I told you the story about
It's a hamster wheel.
my friend's young brother who knew no better, going in to pay a traffic ticket, and they asked him if he would take a urinalysis that he didn't have to take, and when he took the urinalysis, of course, he didn't realize that he had marijuana in his system at the time, and they made him they fined him more
Yeah,
for the
and
marijuana.
this wasn't at the time. This
No,
company
it
got the
had
ticket,
nothing
it
to
had
do
with
with the speeding ticket.
Oh man, and the thing is, and then they don't want but they mock people wanting to know their rights, and when you assert their rights, like, oh yeah, you know your rights. Where'd you
He
go to
could
law
have said
school?
no.
Yeah,
That's what they said. He
Yeah.
could have said no.
yeah, it's like, but they didn't know
But
that.
he's a
Where's-
young kid. He didn't know
It's a
better.
call of authority.
And
That's
they
what-
more or less made it sound like it was going to help him.
yeah, it's a call of authority. See, if you go along with us, even though we know that's totally illegal
But
to do this,
what sucks is it's people doing this to other people.
because their whole job is predicated upon if we didn't need a paycheck, we could be better people. I mean, serious, but they're willing to do this for a paycheck and for benefits.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've done things that
Yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't agree with, but it was the way that they wanted it done.
right.
So
We've
I
all
did
done
it.
that.
I mean, it didn't hurt me and it didn't hurt other people.
No, but the thing is, this kind of stuff. See, that's the thing is, people say, why do you always hate
The
cops so
same
much?
thing about in medical, you have to put your opinions at the door.
Yeah. But there could be stories about why do you pick on cops so much? Because they got a huge amount of power and they've got very poor education.
But again, we
and
talked
training.
about that before. I mean, you go in there just like a new congressman thinking you're going to change all these laws. And it's the same thing with the police officer. They go in with those rosy glasses on, and
Yeah.
then they get schooled when they're in there. And then it's too late because they already invested
so many weeks.
so
in
many,
training.
well, more than weeks, years of their lives getting preparing to be a police officer. And what are they going to do? Throw it away because they don't have the values that you think they should have? I mean, you've done things even that you bitched about at your job when you worked at the university.
Oh yeah, that's what they would. And the thing is, you couldn't even try
Right.
to
So you
correct
had
that.
you had the same thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, the limited focus I had in my career job didn't affect people's lives
but-
like a cop does.
But there's still things you did that you didn't agree
Oh,
with
great. No,
because you wanted to keep your job.
Right, exactly.
And I'm sure that's the same thing with law enforcement.
The thing is, they know that when they go into it. Though. That's the
No,
thing
they
is,
don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
have
they
to.
don't. Not a young kid. An 18-year-old kid doesn't know shit.
The 18-year-old kids are going in there
And
because
they just know they want to be a police officer.
Right.
They want to help people.
That's
And
why
then they
they're
go
going in.
through the schooling and they get in there. It's not until you start doing the job that you find out what the job's going to be. Every job that I've had has been like that.
Oh yeah,
I have a certain idea of what the job's going to be, but I don't know about all the extra bullshit that goes with some of them.
yeah. I guess you're right. I have a tendency to think that anybody wants to go in law enforcement is because they want to get over on other people.
I don't think
That's my
no,
view,
because
personally.
I've been around those people.
No, I've been around guys who want to become cops too, and that's what they did. That's what they went in there for.
No, nobody goes in to be no,
you
nobody
feel
goes in to be a bully.
I think that's what tracks.
No, it doesn't. I've met people that from the military that went to be police officers.
They
So
weren't-
you're telling me no? So what you saying they weren't bad in the military?
Well, they weren't bad there. I'm saying that the ones I knew, that's the reason why they went into it. They were family members were
I
already.
know,
in the
I
system.
know. No, none of my friends who became police officers, and none of my friends who are police officers now are like that.
That's just counter what my experience was. So, but I just think that, and that is true. Some people think I want to help people. Well,
They
I don't know.
do. They're
Become a
in the
welder,
military and they miss being in the military and being in law enforcement. That camaraderie is sort of the same as being
Well, that's
in the
true.
military.
That's true. There's a definite, crossover, easy crossover. And actually, my experience, the people who are in the military first and become cops usually tend to be better cops, the better ones to deal with, because they did believe that they did know the Constitution.
Because I myself was talking for years with a recruiter for the state of Michigan to go in law enforcement because I had to do it quick because I was 39 for that year
Mhm.
when I first,
Got
and
out.
at the time there was a cutoff, I think at 40. So I had to get in there really quick, the academy. And guess who screwed me over on that?
Was that
Grand Home.
who?
Grand Home.
Randall? Okay.
She put a free hiring freeze on state police. Just before the guy wrote me and said, I got bad news.
Yeah, it's just,
You're not going to be able to be a state policeman because you'll be too old once this freeze is over.
yeah, she didn't. She was a disaster, and we still feel the effects of her administration.
But she got 8 years,
8 years,
just
yeah.
like this one got 8 years.
and she was horrible.
You would never thought
Both
that she
were
would have been reelected, but that just makes me think that everything's stacked against us in the state of Michigan as far as voting wise.
Because Whitmer should not got a second chance after she violated all her rules that she laid down during the election.
Well, look at the dumbasses. Anybody who was worth the shit they put out. Remember, like the chief of police for Detroit. I forget what his name was. Everybody loved that guy, and then there was how many they put out? They got like 4 of them.
4 good candidates.
4 good well, one was sort of silly. The
The
millionaire.
millionaire was stupid, but
But they kicked them all out of the race and left us with that Shirley Temple. What was her name?
Oh God, what was it?
She looked just like Whitmer, but she's the Republican. Tudor Dixon.
Oh yeah.
That was like
She was the love of
It's like
Fox
she
News
was-
for a long
not-
time.
she's like forced on us.
Yeah, she's
Nobody wanted
But the
her.
Republican Party didn't even back her.
Yes, they did.
No, I mean the National Republican Party didn't back her.
Yeah, that's the only way you find out about people in the state of Michigan is what the national news tells you.
right.
We don't have anything local that tells us anything.
But I mean, it was like, here's Tudor, that's it, and that was about all.
Is
we
it-
had.
It's weird because when you mentioned her, I'm thinking, who's he talking about? I didn't have it didn't even dawn on me her because she faded so quickly. You know, she wasn't even on the radar.
No, it was like another Harris.
Right.
She was just forced on us because they took everybody else out by saying that their what do they call it? Petitions were no good.
Yeah, that's
Remember?
that's what
Because
they
they
said.
all used the same agency or something. And
What do you see? What do you think about Kamala Harris saying that?
I don't care.
politicians-
I don't listen to anything.
I know, but what do you think about Kamala Harris saying that politicians should never ever be humble?
Should never be humble.
I don't know that they are.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
think she's speaking the truth.
she's-
They're not
She's
humble.
saying that they should
When
never
have
be
you
humble.
met? I mean, okay, Green. What
yeah. So
I can't. Phil Green.
Phil Green seems like
He's humble. He's a nice guy.
Right,
But then we had that other arrogant person come in
Yeah.
here who thought that he was. We knew
Yeah.
because me and John talked. We said this dude's not going to go anywhere, and sure enough, he
did.
thought he was going to be our next senator, and no, and now they're running him again. What's he's so forgetful that I
Hudson?
forgot his name.
Anthony Hudson.
No,
Oh.
the other one that came in here the same day Green came in.
Yeah, same one. Yeah,
Don't have to think about it. I don't even.
No,
Want to
no,
say his
no.
name.
I don't
I'm
wanna say
saying
it.
he's so forgetful. We forgot who he is,
Albert
but
Reid.
he's running again.
I know who you're talking. So you look like, to me, you look like the cookie cutter candidate. The cookie cutter
Oh,
candidate.
he had a guy in here. We were asking him, how can we help? He's like, I don't need your help.
Mm.
I don't need your help. Then
Yeah.
why are you in here?
Right. Yeah. So there's some. I mean, the thing is, we get all these years. I used to have a little hope for the political process, but when we come in here,
No,
we brought
because we
people
get to
in,
meet. We've met a lot of people.
and a lot of them are total dirtbags. I mean, I'm glad they didn't get anywhere near like
No,
that.
this guy is an elitist, and he thinks he's owed.
Yeah.
I don't like. Again, I don't want to say his name.
I think I got his name on tip of my head, but for tip of my brain there, but I don't want to bring it up.
But another funny one is Anthony Hudson.
Yeah.
How much a guy he farts and he thinks his farts smell good.
Yeah, I don't really
Oh,
put
good.
it. I
That's a
don't.
great guy to have.
Oh, he's running for governor, and
Governor.
he actually thinks he can pull it off.
I'm not impressed. But I mean, I
That's
like the
all
guy. I
right.
try to talk to the guy.
No, you don't like him. You don't like him any more than I like him.
No, I don't. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah.
Swanson's actually making some headway.
No, he's not.
Who's Anthony?
No, he's not.
He's went up from 1% to like 10.
Who's this?
Anthony,
Hudson.
he's saying Anthony Hudson.
Oh.
No. Swanson.
Oh,
Oh, Chris- oh,
Swanson.
God.
It doesn't matter.
No, he's not. I don't want.
They already have who they want.
Yeah.
Who do you
And
think?
he's
that-
not one of them.
Who do you think-
No, because he's too good of a. I think he's a good guy down in his heart. So
Yeah,
I
he's a
don't
good
think
guy.
I don't think he wants to do it.
I mean,
Who do you think-
Swanson, he doesn't want to do it. You don't.
No,
I think he
think
does.
about it.
I think
know
he really
doesn't.
wants
No,
to.
he doesn't.
Then why do
It's
you think
just
he's
a
running?
good move to run.
No, actually, I have to say that when I've heard of him, that was always his intention to get into
No.
politics. That's why.
Oh, that's why he's been. How long was he the undersheriff? A long time.
That doesn't. Well, then he can say use
You're
it for
talking about
credibility.
Piquel.
Oh yeah. I know.
Okay, and how long's Piquel been gone?
Oh, like 12 years now. 10, 12 years now.
I don't
No.
think it's been that long.
No, I think it's only been like 8 years.
Oh, what? I don't know.
But
I mean,
what
he
I'm
was
saying,
always
so
uneventful.
you're saying, oh, way back in the day that I'm going to be under sheriff for all those years, so I'm going to be governor
Well, I mean,
someday.
No, I didn't say you want to run for governor. I said you want to get in politics. He did. I've known people who knew the guy.
He
so
might
that's what
want to
they
be in
said.
politics. He is in politics. He's a
Right.
sheriff.
Where do you think he wants to go?
I don't think he wants to be governor.
Do you think he wants to be?
Think
state
about
or
it. That's
national?
one of the things people run for political office. Guess what they get to do?
What?
They get to collect money in the
Oh, yeah,
war
that's true.
chest, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And guess what they don't have to do at the end?
Give it
They
back.
don't have to give that money back.
Oh, there hours.
so they get to keep it.
So and he can put that towards his retirement. Yeah.
I don't know about retirement, but
But you put it
future
towards
political
political-
bullshit.
And it gives them more of a war chest for sheriff.
Yeah. I just can't. The sheriff of Genesee County. He's not that effective as a sheriff.
But he's
either.
not that bad.
No, he's
No, he's actually a really good one.
no,
Plus, you're only as effective as the
Deputies you
the,
got.
the DA lets you be.
and as
anyways.
good as your budget.
I mean, you could bring all the people to jail that you want. I know the jail's been run better.
No, Piquel he was lackluster. Piquel was very lackluster.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying under Swanson, the jail's better.
Yeah.
Conditions are better.
And the thing he's done,
People
with
aren't
Jelly-
dying.
The thing he's done with Jelly Roll has been a good thing about reading that.
And okay,
experience.
I mean, think about it. All these great country singers and everything that the media gives us, they're only as good as not everybody's into Jelly Roll as
No,
people
but the
people
deal
think.
but the deal that Jelly Roll came in here and helped.
Most people don't
fund-
even know who Jelly Roll is.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. But they funded a educational program to actually help get the GED program for the people that are in jail that didn't have a spot. to
So
try.
if you couldn't pass the GED when you were in high school, what makes you think you're going to be able to pass it in prison? You think it's going to help that everybody has a GED that
They're
goes
doing
to jail?
No, they're doing graduations in the jail now.
Big deal.
It's a big deal because what they're doing. is
Why?
actually-
What is that going to get them a
Because they're
job
actually-
when they get out? Now that they're a felon,
No, there's not. It's giving them.
I got a
hope.
GED though.
Hey, it's giving them education.
No,
I
it's
think-
not. They take a test, and after they take the test, it's an equivalency to a high school diploma. Either you can do it or you can't.
But you know what, Steve? It's giving them something that they can actually do while they're in jail versus just sitting there hating people and going back to the same thing. Maybe it gives them something that they can actually.
No, the only
Work
thing
for it.
jail does is just teaches you how to be a better criminal
Yeah,
and not get caught
take,
next
take
time.
no, not to do
I,
this.
you forget, I
You worked in.
I seen it. I had them when they were coming out of prison.
See, I've been around felons all my life, and ex-cons, and people just got released, and people are going
Yeah,
in.
there's nothing
and-
better than sending an 18-year-old kid to prison for 5 years.
Yeah, they're not going to guarantee they're not
Really?
going to come out. Oh,
No, it's
It's
not.
horrible.
You send an 18-year-old kid to prison for 5 years. What do you think that kid's going to come out as?
Angry and it's going to
Very well.
And very well educated in the criminal.
world.
Yes,
Yeah,
So we're actually sending them to like a college.
it is.
That's
It
what
is
it
in
is.
college.
that's what every time they say we sent that person the kid to jail and I said prison. I went, yeah, you're just
I
guaranteed
mean,
it's going to
okay,
be
so
staying in there.
you're sending an 18-year-old kid who maybe
I've never been.
who did something stupid one time to prison for 5 years because you're going to teach him a lesson, and all you did is put him in there in the same. And all these people have the same mindset.
I've never
it-
been a. I've never been a.
Oh,
advocate
bullshit.
for-
You went to boot camp. You know how it feels. You go in there, everybody thinks, oh, I got to qualify with my weapon tomorrow. It's life or death.
No,
or
no, I've
whatever.
never been an advocate for.
But I'm
for
saying it's the
jail.
same way.
No, no I'm
When,
not
when
saying-
you get in with a group of people like that, you might not want to think about that, but you can only talk to your family and friends on the phone for 10 minutes a day or something like that,
Right.
if that. And if you miss a phone call, so your new friends
are
are
yeah, right,
are other criminals.
right. No, I'm saying.
And what do you got in common? Criminality.
Yeah.
And what are you going to talk about?
criminal.
Criminality.
Right.
And here's
no,
what
but I've never been a advocate of sending people to prison. I've been an advocate of.
No, what sense does it make? Okay, John commits some kind of financial crime.
So you send those
So why
five-
not make John go out and get a job or work for you and give money back as reparations?
Yeah, that's.
Or
Does
just
that make
that's how
more
you do
money?
it.
I mean, yeah, there are some people that you can't help, but
Right.
couldn't you help somebody better by running? I mean, you run their life, you make them jump through hoops the whole time that they're out. You don't just let them go for what they did, and you make them pay back reparations through their paycheck.
That's the best way to
that's
do
it.
it.
I have a friend who's an advocate, and he calls it restorative. And so he said punitives where you send in prison, and what good does that come? Restorative is you've
but we-
replaced with.
But if you think about it,
Well, we talk about
what,
last-
what kind of people back in, I mean, when prisons first came into being or punishment, what kind of people did they give prison to? Murderers, people who did heinous crimes.
Right.
Like people who did petty things, and what was it? What did they call it? The poorhouse or
Yeah.
whatever. They sent them to places like that where they had to labor.
Right.
And then also then later on, Britain had a huge population in debtors prison because they couldn't pay debts. They sent them to prison where they could
And
never
then they
repay their
have to
debt.
house them
Yeah,
and pay. We have to pay taxes to house people who could still be a contributing member to society in some way by being penalized,
Right.
but they're still out in the street making money. I- You know what I mean?
So the three of us in here figuring this out. in
No,
5
it's
minutes,
it's because they make money by they
that's it.
they make money like Daddy Bush and
Yup,
Baby Bush are
Yup.
making money through
That's what we talked about last
through
time.
selling coffee, through
Right.
that Keefy coffee. They're in on that. They're in the commissary in prison. Everything is a high. You pay a lot of money for like a bag of chips, like $5 for a small bag of chips.
Yep.
Somebody's getting that money, and the little thing of toothpaste, it costs money. The toothbrush, they don't give you anything like they used to give you. They don't give you Santries, or they might give you a starter pack.
yeah. It's basically what it's always for profit. That's what I mean, and that's gotten worse in the past 30 years.
Especially when it's privatized. It should have never been privatized. If you're going to take government, that's what government should be doing. Government, if they're going to arrest somebody and put somebody in jail, government should be responsible, not a private industry.
I agree with it because government should have limited functions anyway. Amongst that should be the penal institutions and stuff like the penitentiaries and stuff. Those should be that. Also, be I think we should pay for all the lawyers. I don't think we should get a hack to be the public defender. They should be good, competent attorneys.
No, yeah,
to
you
be
should
paid by the
have to
state.
rotate in there
Right.
if you want to defend people. If you want to defend them, or not defend them, but what I'm saying is you should have to be a public defender as being a
lawyer.
attorney, no matter who you are,
Right.
even if you're one of the sharks.
Right.
Yep.
You should have to be
You should be
on the other side once in a while.
And you get compensated from the state, and that's what we should, because let's face it, that's when you're saying now, if you're wealthy, you can afford an independent counsel. It's better. You're going to have to deal with a poor coin appointed attorney or pretender.
Right.
Your public defender is a public pretender. So why can't? That's what the oversight the states has, and they should be compensated for their, but they should make a serious effort defending the poorest person as they do the person who's more wealthy. That's what it should be, because that's where that's what we try to sell people the benefits of our system of
Yeah, but
justice.
I just remember the first time when I was in the military, I had to go to court with somebody to escort them.
Mhm.
And we went to court, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for the things. And all it was is one attorney whispered to another attorney, and then that attorney whispered back, and they whispered back, and then he went to the judge, and we were out of there in 10 minutes
Right.
because they made a deal.
Yeah. And sometimes it's beneficial, but is that the way to be done on all of them? I don't know. It's good. It's about a case by case, but I mean, we don't even get that. They just churn this stuff out, plea deals and stuff. On the civilian court system.
90% of all the cases are in plea deals.
Yeah. And I wonder. I mean,
Now,
But
not saying
okay,
what the
but how
deal-
does that? Who
That's-
gave that person the authority to make the deal?
right.
I mean, we have laws, and because they say we're not going to go to trial because why? Every case should have to go to trial. If every case had to go to trial, do you think they would just be bringing cases against people?
No,
No, they wouldn't, because they wouldn't have the money to do it.
you couldn't.
But because of these
They wouldn't have
stupid
the
deals
time to
that
do
they
it.
can make, no, they'd be at trial all the time.
And let's face it, in a jury pool of an area too, especially with serious enough
Right.
crimes, it's going to be hard to find the jurors. It would really be hard to do it. You might have to develop.
And
a
that's
professional class
my
of jurors.
thing is there should be professional jurors.
I think that'd be the best because they're better informed. See, they
Or
depend on-
people that want to be jurists.
right. They can get paid, compensated so much, and then obviously they have to be
Not like
questioned.
$15 a day. or
No,
something.
no, they'd have to
That's
be-
stupid.
They have
No,
to.
but anybody can apply. I mean, people say, well, you shouldn't. But anybody who's a U.S. citizen and meets the requirements, if they want to be a jurist, they can be a jurist.
Right. They should have a
There-
better.
there's
understanding of law.
no interview or anything for it.
because
And,
I had a friend. My
I
friend.
mean, there has to be some kind of interview.
My friend dated a woman who was a lawyer. She's a lawyer both in the state of Illinois as well as state of Michigan. And we were talking about that, and she's about jurors and stuff like that. They about jury selection that's taught how to in in
Right.
law school, and they depend on people being undereducated enough so they don't have
They
to
can
ask for
sway
higher.
'em,
They
so they
can
can
sway them
sway 'em.
easier.
Right.
And that's what if you had more profession, you'd have a better outcome on those on the defendant side possibly, or even a better conviction if these people know what
Well,
they have to look for in a case.
but it's I don't really want that either. That's not what I meant by professional jurist. I mean just the average citizen who wants to go get paid to be a jurist.
Right, but I
I
think
don't want them educated in the law.
well, see, I think
I'd
that'd be a
rather
good
have
thing.
them not know the law.
See,
So
that's
they're making a decision on,
what should they're
does
hearing.
this sound right?
See-
I would rather have that than somebody, oh, this is what the law says, so they're right.
The
Well,
law's supposed to still be blind. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
supposed to
And
be-
I would rather have a bunch of blind people
like with a
that have something described to them and have to decide whether it's true or not,
Well, see-
you know what I'm saying?
Well, your point goes along with what William F. Buckley said about politicians. He goes, you got the elites and stuff. And he said, when it comes down to it, there are times that he'd rather be ruled. His life ran by people randomly chosen from a phone book.
Right, and that's the way I would want it.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I mean, because the elites have their agenda. The average person might, oh, what am I got to? Oh, God, well, yeah, that's a good case. That's a good person. I'll let them do this. So it comes out better for you. The elites are always going to be against you. So I think it's a good
I think
thing.
it's time to play the music, but first of all, I'd like to say Israel doesn't suck. Netanyahu does.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that.
All right.